Hey influencers, welcome to another episode of Vlogmas. I'm currently setting up for an interview and I'm currently like, not agitated, but like I'm kind of all movie because she did say that she should be walking in right now. So I'm super, literally like 1 minute ago, she said that she'll be walking in right now. So I hope she finds it instead of me coming out, but I'm kind of nervous because I do have a cold and I hope I don't sound different. Also, I'm in the library and people are making noise. And I just hope that that doesn't interfere with what I got going on in this room. But it seems like they have quieted down, so hopefully they get even more quieter. So yeah, I'm currently looking for her. It's kind of confusing because you can either go on one side or the other. And if you don't turn to the right, then you're not going the wrong way. So let me text her. I'm gonna say it's the way. It's toward, let me say you will turn towards the, is it caffeine bar? Is it caffeine bar? Turns the I'm saying mini Starbucks. I don't see her. But the thing, I'm sniffling, and then I want to play this for you guys. I want you guys to like be here, but where am I? I don't have like a tripod for y'all. Oh Lord, okay, maybe I got this. Let's see. Okay, I think this may work if we center it like right there, or I don't see her, y'all. If we center it maybe right here, maybe that would be a better angle. And then she'll be like right here, we'll be talking. So maybe if it's like right her, maybe if we go back a little bit. Okay, I think this may work. This may work. This may work. Okay, let me look for her. I don't see her. I don't see her. Okay, but gonna come back on. I'm gonna try to get her to say something to y'all. If we don't kill me. Don't kill me, y'all. But it's gonna be a good interview. Her name is Ashley Walker, but on Instagram she's Ashley Dianaa. Ashley Dianaa. And she is an event planner. So let me just want to make sure I'm saying names correct, y'all, because nobody got time to be embarrassed on their own podcast. I think I see her. Let me blow my nose before she comes in her. I'm so pissed. Now, I didn't want to reschedule because people busy, so I would hate to reschedule. And yes, I got hand sanitizer. Hello. How are you?
Good. Nice and cold.
I know.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Your makeup looks so good.
Oh, thank you. I did it in like 2 seconds.
Oh, it looks so good.
Thank you.
By the way, so the official thing is like the podcast, but I also like vlog for like YouTube. That's why my camera is going on.
Okay, no problem.
So if you can say hey to my people on YouTube.
Hi. Hi, guys.
So yeah, and then we're gonna see you when it starts.
Oh, girl.
I'm trying.
Right. I'm trying. Get it.
Like
get
I
it,
said, let's knock it out. Okay, let's stop this. Let me just see how it sounds.
I should have got mine. I didn't even think about water. Are there vending machines?
There are.
Hey, if you don't mind.
No problem. No problem.
So I'm not over here like.
I understand.
I'm asking you like I'm not exactly.
That's funny. So if you guys are just watching, you guys read the comment. So let me go since we have a little bit of time. Hey girl. Hey girl. How are you? So we're just doing an interview for Millennial Influence. You know, gotta get this going. I have my live. I have my YouTube stuff over here. We got the podcast, 3 things with 1 stone. Let me save as. I just hope I don't sniffle. Ashley Walker. Let me just test the levels of the sound. Tester with recording. And yeah, I think I'm about to do an Instagram live. Okay. But how was your day?
Actually, it was very productive.
That's good.
I have a 6-month-old.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You look good.
Thank you.
You look good.
Thank you. So yeah, some days working from home and having her.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
And
it.
I was researching you. I was looking at your pictures, and then I saw like the picture.
I
of her.
appreciate it, girl.
Yeah, she.
Let me stop
But
this.
no, that's my girl. She's a good girl.
Okay. So one thing before we start, so many before we start.
No, you're fine.
So it sounds good when we talk. It's just that we can hear them, their little sounds going in the background, but it sounds good up front. So just wanted to let you know.
Okay.
I did not think of that when I was booking this room, but okay. So, welcome, influencers. We are here with another episode. I'm super duper ecstatic to be talking with my guests. You know, we're here saying, you know, oh my God. I hate when I do this. Literally every time I mess up the first take.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Always. Because you gotta get into a groove.
Yeah.
You gotta get into a groove.
I'm tired of getting into the groove. I need to stay in the groove.
You'll get it, girl.
Okay. You got this. Thank you. Hello, influencers. I am so ecstatic to be talking with you guys on this week. Literally, today was a good day, though I have a cold, so if I sound a little bit funny, please forgive me. I did not plan this cold. But yeah, I have a cold, but we still got to push through. We have to get our goals. We have to just, you know, nothing stops because we have a little bit of cold. So today, I'm super duper ecstatic to be talking with my guest. Her name is Ashley Walker. Hello, Ashley.
Hello.
How are you?
I am wonderful.
So yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you and get into your story. I know you have a lot of gems in store for us today, so let's get into it. Okay, so for the people that, actually, I always start the interview by saying how I met the person. So there was this really popular event on social media that all like my associates / friends got invited to. I think it was called like House Call. So I'm looking like,
Yes. Shout out my girl, Sierra.
Amazing marketing. So Sierra, if you ever listen to this, you did a great job.
Phenomenal.
And I was just looking at the people that came, and I saw your name. I'm like, okay, let me do some research. I'm like, oh no, she's pretty dope. So I had to reach out, and I'm so glad that you responded back. But to get into the questions, for the people that don't know who you are, can you please introduce yourself?
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley. I go by Ashley Dianaa, or I'm trying to. I'm the owner, event director of RA Management, which stands for Rare Affairs Event Management Company. Started here in Chicago. And like she said, I do event management, event planning, things of that nature. So definitely if you guys ever need some event planning help or consultations, reach out to me. Chicago born, mom, entrepreneur, all of the above.
Amazing. So a lot of people would want to start off with your career and go on about that, but I want to know about the younger Ashley. Tell me where you grew up in Chicago, if you even grew up in Chicago, because I claim Chicago, but I'm really from the south suburbs.
Okay.
So where you grew up, what were your interests? Talk a little bit about the younger Ashley.
Younger Ashley. Younger Ashley was tomboy Ashley, was bad Ashley, but I grew up in Chicago, South Side all day. Okay. Even though I jumped around really. I was born in White's Hospital. I don't know if you know where that is. That's north. So we lived north for about a year or two. Moved to Stony Island area, which is east. Then moved to Prairie, which is south. Moved to Lansing. Like we were kind of bouncing around. My mom was never satisfied with where we lived, whether it was not a big enough basement, not a big enough backyard, whatever the case may be. But growing up, I was into sports. So I did volleyball, AAU volleyball, track and field were my two sports. Somewhat tried cheerleading, but I was a tomboy, so didn't really work out too well. I didn't too much like it. Scarcely like compared to where I am now. I'm like not at all a tomboy, but yeah, so did a lot of sports growing up, and that was pretty much it. I was pretty bad. Got in a lot of trouble.
So while you were being a tomboy and getting in trouble, were there hints of like you wanting to create an experience or make events for other people?
No.
Wow.
Not at all. That didn't really, younger Ashley, no. I would say maybe like high school.
Okay.
It's where, and even not even then, because you're still kind of young, so I didn't think that I honestly never thought event planning was a career.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, you can't make a career out of that. Like, yeah, I help my family plan stuff. Yeah, I help, decorate and set up. But I'm like, that's not a career. I grew up thinking like medical field, sciences, law. Mainly in my family, it's the medical field and law. So I grew up with a mom who's a nurse, ER director now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Mom.
Go ahead, K-Camp. Shout out St. Joseph in Memphis. Or St. Francis, I'm sorry, oops. But yeah, so I never like thought that was something that I could make a career out of. Honestly, I wanted to be a doctor for the very longest. And then I went to school and I did pre-med and I had a mentor, I did shadowing, and then all that was good. Being in the hospital, I absolutely loved it. Oh, wow. And then I started taking the classes. Okay. And I was like, this isn't for me.
Wait, what class did you take that you noticed that, this wasn't for me?
Orgo Chem.
You got it that far.
I got far.
That's good.
Like I was in my junior year when I my mom was pissed.
Junior year?
Because school's not for me.
Oh, wow.
I did it because I had no choice. It's what you're supposed to do. But I hate school so much. And I've learned just so long to like fake it till you make it. Like, I can make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. I can write a hell of a paper, copy and paste a hell of a paper.
Look, we got the degree though.
I already got it. You guys can't take it back. But yeah, so like school's just never been for me. So I went through everything. Like I said, I did shadowing. My mom was a nurse at University of Chicago, so I had all the outlets to go and do stuff. And it's actually funny. So schooling did it for me for sure. Orgo Chem, I was just like, all right, sat and talked with my advisor. I'm like, can I switch? And she just kind of looked at me crazy. And she was just like, Ashley, I don't know if you understand like what you're about to do, but you switching, you're going to have to start all over.
Wow.
And she was like, or, looking at, I took Spanish, and I took like a lot of liberal arts focus electives.
Okay.
So she was like, well, kind of looking at that, you'll be pushed back a semester. But that's the closest thing I can get you out of here with someone within the same timeline as if you get a liberal arts degree. And she straight up told me, she was like, it's basically BS. She was like, but it's also like a creative degree. Like you can pretty much do, like you can build your own field with it, like what direction you want to take it.
So what was the degree's name?
So it's a Bachelor of Arts.
Okay.
And then my focus is liberal arts, and the main focus is urban, not politics, but urban education, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so right. So how many people with a liberal arts degree? But whatever.
But you got the degree.
I graduated.
Yeah.
So it was school partly, and then my grandmother, God rest her soul, before she passed, she was in the hospital at Northwestern, and I was in the room with her, and my mom had walked out, and she goes, Ashley, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, let me help you up, walk you to the bathroom. She's like, oh no, baby, pull the curtain. And so I pulled the curtain. I was just like, all right, what, like, you need some help now? Like, what do we need to do? This lady grabs the pan from up under the bed and was like, you just gotta put this underneath me and help me lift my leg. And she's like, oh, you're gonna be a nurse, so this is what you're gonna do. Baby. Granted, it was my grandmother, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. She wiped my butt, I can help her with hers. And I asked my mom, I'm like, is this something I'm really gonna have to do? Like, I can't just graduate and become like a pediatric doctor right away. She's like, girl, no, you start from the bottom. You do, your residency, you wipe a few butts, you have to deal with stuff. And I'm just like,
wow, because my mom was a CNA, and before she transferred into her career, and she told me those stories, and I said, are you serious?
Yeah, like, even just, like, if you go and be a nurse, you get your BSN, like, regardless of whatever, like, career track you take, like you have to start. I mean, that's with any career.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the medical field, starting at the bottom, like you're starting at the bottom. And I'm just like, there's no way I can get around this. Like, I don't like it. And I just figured out I didn't really like patient interaction like as much as I thought I would.
Oh, wow.
You know.
And then it's also because you said that your family was mainly like healthcare and law. So you were probably just groomed that way where, you know, you didn't think about nothing different but healthcare or medicine.
That's how
So, and that's me too, because I took chemistry 102.
Yeah.
And I said...
I barely passed.
No, I didn't even look. I took chemistry 101. I gotta see. I said, wait, this does not sound good if I'm trying to go to medical school. And then 102, the first week, I said, oh no. And they were saying, oh yeah, this is the best professor that we have. I said, if I'm struggling with the best professor, let me get out now. You know. So that's what I did. But it's funny that you brought up your change in college, because I wanted to ask you about that moment. Like, when did you know? Oh, well, you said organic, but. Can you talk about when you changed it and you said you're going into this specific major? Did you know event planning at that moment?
No. So even still with that, I didn't start officially my company until 2016. So it was after I graduated.
Okay.
And kind of, I was looking into careers and I was just like, what am I really going to do with this degree? And it was kind of a bummer because I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? Like at that point, I honestly felt like I don't have, school's not for me. I don't have a talent. Like, I can't sing. I can't, draw. Like, I'm not an artist. I'm like, I'm not well into sports like I used to be. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, I'm like, there's, for me to have wasted so much time in school, I'm like, what? Either I'm going to go back to school or just be sitting out here with a BS job with this degree. So once I graduated, I actually still worked in the medical field. I was a medical staff coordinator. And that made me hate the medical field even more. Wow. So I dealt, so I was like somewhat like a physician's assistant, but I was more so on on the credential side. So I'll make sure they were registered, I make sure they took their boards, recertified, make sure they paid their medical staff dues. So everything, like I was their assistant. Okay. So I would get them kind of like off hours, and I would hear the real conversations. I would hear the doctors and their real attitudes about the patients, and I didn't like it. Not all hospitals, but majority of it's business over patients, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I'm just like, I don't want to be involved in this. And if I wasn't going to be clinical, it was either clinical or executive for me. Okay. And I worked directly with the executives at Swedish Covenant Hospital. And I'm like, it's either I'm going to be clinical or I'm going to have to be in the office or one of the offices. And I'm like, this isn't. And granted, it could have just been the hospital I was at. But at that point, I was just like, no. Yeah. And that's when I was like doing more so with event planning while I was working there. Okay. So so did you go from that job straight into event planning? Oh, you did? Yeah. Well, and it was a rough ass transition. Oh no. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. So, all right. So here I am. I have been planning stuff, like doing little stuff, baby showers. I started mainly doing decor. So I was called Queen of Decor. I used to do the candy tables. I used to, I handcrafted centerpieces, and figured out I had that sort of a skill, knowing kind of how to do DIYs and stuff like that. So I started with that, did proms. Prom season was real big because I started a little bit before the summer. So it was so much fun. And I think I could tell I was becoming detached from my actual position. Because part of my position as well was like meeting planning. So I would plan the meetings for the doctors to have speakers come in and like take classes basically that would count towards their board recertifications. So I loved it. I'm like, ooh, let me, order the food, do the catering, set everything up, talk to the speakers, give them the run a show. It wasn't really a run a show, but kind of talking to them, giving them a rundown, get their PowerPoints and stuff like that up. So I'm like, I like this. And that's when I actually went and, did the branding, did the logoing, bought the domain. Like I was just jumped head first into it and was like, I'm going to do it. And I think as I became detached with the job, my manager was like, I put my 2 weeks in. Oh, wow. I was like, and this was like 6 months into the job, I was just like, I don't like this. I'm over it. I was so just like I don't know if it's the right word to use, but like just like starstruck with what I was like doing with event planning. And I was just like, oh, I'm ready. Like I'm about to jump right in, didn't have anything saved up. Like I was like, all right, let's do this. So I left that job, had a big business launch and everything that June, and then everything just kind of like went down. Like it was not like what I thought it was going to be. The launch went well. The events before that went well, but it was like after the launch party, like I had no clients, like nothing was coming in, and I had met the lady, one of the doctors who's like one of the founders over the Swedish Covenant Hospitals Foundation, and when I was working there, I met with them, and I was gonna like be taken on as a volunteer, but like a volunteer with the head coordinator, so it was a huge, like amazing opportunity. And once I got fired, or not fired, I left, but then she told me like before I was about to leave, like, oh, you can just, you know, within that week or whatever that I said I was going to leave, she's like, oh, you can leave tomorrow. Like, you don't even have to stay here anymore. And I think that they didn't like how I did it. They didn't like how, I guess, my attitude was about it. Because I was just like, I didn't, you know, care about the job anymore. And they reached out to the foundation and they kind of like fired me from the, like, helping with the gala and everything. So that went down the toilet. So it was really petty.
But couldn't you have still stayed on?
No.
Oh.
Because, I mean, I could have, technically. But I think that they just built such a relationship with her. And that was one of our doctors, so to say. So they were just like, look, no, we don't want her involved in the gala. So we're just not going to do that. You know, we're going to push her off. And it was also funny, not even to go into too much details with the job, but I had a coworker who was like going through things with her relationship, and I think one email I had sent out, or something I sent out to my boyfriend or something like that during work, was like talking about that, like, oh, how was your day? And I'm like, oh, so and so having issues again. I'm tired of listening to it. They actually went through my emails. Yes, they went through my emails, and she like sent me this nasty message and was like, you're spreading all of my business to, you know, somebody I don't even know. I told you something, you know, trying to get your advice, and you went and spilled all my beans basically to your boyfriend. And at the same time, I'm like, lady, I knew you for 5 months. Like, I don't even know why you were like telling me all your business like that anyway. And two, like, why are you guys going through the emails that I've sent? Granted, the manager has the, you know, right to do that. That's their email once I leave. But for her, the manager.
Okay, so my battery, oh, I don't have any battery. Oh my God, but it's recording. So the interview went well. So I got to go home and charge my battery. But just know the interview went so well, and I'm so happy that you guys saw a little part of it. Okay, so I don't want it to completely shut off on me. Since it's going, let me continue to talk. Right now I'm going to head to the train station to make it back home to go meet my mom. So that's what I'm about to do.